Welcome to the Life of Marketers podcast. This is Jared, and my company is Hive Lead. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be, instead of interviewing someone periodically, we're going to be looking at actual ads and talking about ad strategies. Today for the past couple of days, I was just out of curiosity researching some information about a well-known brand, Orbit Gum. You can see those in a lot of stores, and I found their branding ads. And so in today's podcast, I'm just going to try to briefly dissect their ads and what's going on. So we especially today want to look at their YouTube ads. So if you'll come down with me here and take a look, this is from AdBeat. If you've never used AdBeat, it's great for researching companies' ads, and you can see that a lot of their impressions are coming mostly from videos. So they're running programmatic ads, which also are video ads, and they've also got a ton of impressions coming from YouTube ads. So if we scroll down, we can see, you can see a lot of the impressions in the last 3 months have come from YouTube, and then you've got your programmatic sources. And so who are they really trying to target? So looking at their actual display ads that they're using, it's very clear that Orbit Gum is targeting a very specific demographic, young people that, are looking to go on dates, and they're positioning their product as a solution to help younger people. And I really like these particular display ads. In a moment, we're going to take a look at their YouTube ad, which is really cool as well. Helps keep teeth whiter for a brighter dating future. Date night, keep it cool when things heat up. So this is in a very concise way for Orbit Gum to kind of go out and show people that they have a concrete solution to people's in their demographics problem, and they're very clear about what they have. You can see the product in the ad, and they have a message, get your ding back, that they're focusing on across all of their different channels for the past few months. And so these ads are showing across, I'm not going to give you the actual details, but they're showing across places where their demographic would go as well. And then they're definitely doing YouTube ads. So that's how their ads are working. Let's take a look, though, at their YouTube ad. I'm going to just play it first. This is where we're going to focus on the majority of this podcast, because I think this ad is really good. So let's watch it. Okay, let's watch it one more time. That was kind of fast. I didn't have the volume up there. It's time to freshen up and dress like a person. All right, I love this ad. I think this is an excellent ad for many reasons. So let's kind of talk about why this is a really good branding ad that they're showing on YouTube. First of all, whenever you are working with YouTube ads and you're going to show people, you want to show people that are in your target demographic. So Orbit Gum definitely has a very specific demographic that they are targeting, younger people, and the person that they pick for this is just perfect. This is a young female. I actually am not sure how old or young she could be exactly. She seems to be between the age of 16 to 25, who knows? And definitely a young single person. She's not a supermodel. So she is not, when you look at this girl, she's not someone that's unattractive looking, but not to the point to where the average girl that sees this ad wouldn't be able to identify with this girl. It's someone relatable. When you look at this, she's got a t-shirt on. I love it that they've taken advantage of the idea the pandemic has now ended, so we got to start to get used to going back outside again and getting ready. And we see that this ad also shows what the problem is for your target market. The problem is, I got to go out. Going out is hard. It's time to freshen up and dress like a person. Okay, that's their message. And so they're saying that what they're saying is their gum is resolving a problem. So after this particular scene, We see that she's like, oh, I got to get dressed. She sees the Orbit gum right here. They show their product, picks it up. Now look at how the immediate change. My product can solve your problem of having to go out and having to be more attractive. She puts it in her mouth, so they show it there. Look at that. They show the gum there. And suddenly, whapa! She's like another person, and now she looks, much more put together, much more attractive. She's ready to go. They're solving the problem that people have. I have to go on a date. I have to look attractive. I have to be ready. And they're doing this in a very clear and concise way, and they're doing it in a funny way. Now, that's not always so easy to do. To be able to quickly. This is a 6-second ad, so this is a bumper ad that's going to appear before someone watches a YouTube video. And so this is hard to do. It's hard to show your product in 6 seconds as a solution to people's problem, and then and also have it be funny like that, memorable. So I really thought the Orbit Gum team did a heck of a job with this particular ad. I thought it was really good, their marketing team, what they did with this ad, and they've got some other ones that are kind of a variation of this one, and there's a few that I saw on this is their top YouTube ad. This is what they're using the most on YouTube, but saw some similarities on social media, and some newer ads that they seem to have on social media. But I thought that this one was really a very powerful branding ad in 6 seconds, providing a good branding experience, and just get your ding back. And so I'm hoping and I'm assuming that these are paired together with the display ads, and so you've got some retargeting to people that see this ad, so they get a double whammy and their brand is sticking out everywhere, especially into their demographic. So the only criticism that I'd have about this ad, though, is I would have liked to seen, and this is something that you can take away from this, I would have liked to seen the product more. The product is only there for about 1 second, and we actually don't see the girl. Actually, we see her hand, but we don't. And they make an allusion to the gum here, and maybe they're retargeting is super important as part of their strategy, so they're not as worried about that. But I would have liked to see her take a piece of gum and like throw it in her mouth or something, just so we actually see that product, see it in use. And that's very important. So what are some takeaways that we can take from this particular ad? Number one, having a defined demographic that is narrow makes things way easier. So if your brand has a very narrow demographic, then you can do your advertising and your branding in a much more specific way. So if you don't have that, then that's something that you really need to think very critically about. How can I how can I narrow down my demographic? And so that's one of the reasons why this ad is effective. We have a narrow demographic. Probably their demographic is female, between the age of 18 to 22. They have it very narrow, and that makes it easier to build out a good branding ad. Second, another takeaway that I take out of this is problem solution. There is a problem presented here, and the product is presented as a solution in 6 seconds. They did that, and this will make this is very important, even in any kind of ad, whether that's branding or lead gen, that you present your product as solving a problem that your demographic has, and that's something that needs to be done in really any ad, and a lot of branding ads don't include that, and I think that's a huge mistake. I think we want people to understand and be very clear. Third takeaway I take from this ad that's good: clarity. It's very clear what the product does for you, and it's very clear what it is supposed to accomplish, and that makes this ad very powerful. Number 4, if you can make it memorable and funny, then that is really really good for branding, in my particular opinion. And number 5, make sure you showcase your product and you have it. This is maybe a mistake that they made, I think, in this ad, that I would change, but that's my opinion. make sure your product is there, it's featured, and it's not something that's too cute. So they got cute with this, but it wasn't too much. It was very much in a measured sort of way. So I really thought this ad was really good. These ads are being targeted. I'm sure that this one is only being used as a bumper ad, but if it was an in-stream ad in these other ads that are text ads, they're getting, when someone clicks on the ad, they're getting sent to Orbit Gum's website, and you can then search for where the gum is sold locally. There may be some better uses that they could have done with that click just to cover the cost of somewhat of the ads. They may have wanted to send it to a different landing page, like perhaps an Amazon web page to get some extra income. Those are instead of just sending it like, well, it's not likely. The purpose of these ads is to brand. It's not to do e-com. But it's not likely that someone would go to that page and then actually search where they can find Orbit Gum. But that's not the purpose of the campaign anyway, so it's really neither here nor there. So I really like these ads. I think they're pretty cool, and I hope that you could have taken away some tips when you're creating YouTube branding ads, or perhaps display ads. Make sure make things nice and clear, clarity. Don't get too cute. If you're making a 6-second ad, it's got to be just really on point and clear. And if you can make it funny, I think it makes it a little bit more memorable as well. That's it for today's podcast. We're looking forward to interviewing someone here quite soon. So look for our next interview. Like and subscribe. And you can find this video on YouTube. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we release our episodes at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Over and out. Thanks.